All right, welcome everybody. We are doing a Tuesday fun cast today. It's extra fun because the NBA playoffs are going, and we love the NBA playoffs.
Just pumped.
Absolutely. I'm,
Um,
I'm
All
watching
right,
Clippers Mavericks right now. I can't wait.
I was just gonna say I can't name one team that's in the NBA playoffs, but now I can name two because Bryant just gave it away.
hey, I'm not gonna
Well,
lie, the
come on,
Timberwolves
you know
team
at least
looks
one of
pretty
them.
awesome.
All right,
Yeah,
Timberwolves.
the Timberwolves
No,
look
I'd
like a
say
fun
you
team right
should
now.
you should know one of them, Trent. One of the whatever team
Didn't
George Niang's on.
well, of course. I mean, the winningest player of the 2020s. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't he make the playoffs? I think he
you got to
plays for the
keep that
Clippers
streak
or
going.
the Cavaliers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they won the other night.
nice. And Minnesota has Monte Morris, so get that guy a ring.
So are they going to trade him out of Minnesota, like in the playoffs, or how is he going to get that ring?
Why, Monte?
Yeah, you said let's get this guy a ring. I don't think it's going through the Timber Puppies this year.
All right.
It's different this year, Bryant. A Minnesota team is gonna win the championship this year.
The year a Minnesota team wins a championship, should I buy a bunker underground and be ready for the apocalypse to happen?
You might want to do that anyway, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, speaking of which, have
you've
you
been
started?
watching too much Fallout.
Yeah, have you started Fallout yet?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think Trent would actually like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it.
it's
You,
definitely one of those trends because I had the same concern where you're going in like I didn't play the game and I don't want to. Ryan said perfect. It's post-apocalyptic and I'm sure there's a lot of nods to the game, but it's just what are you going to do in a doomsday scenario basically? But it
Yeah.
like Fallout, so
Yep.
you like The Last of Us, so I think you'd
Yeah.
enjoy this quite a bit. It's
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as dark and serious as The Last of Us. It's definitely more lighthearted and a lot of gore. It's really good
Mhm.
gore. So I think you'd like it.
Stay in your bunker.
that's all they needed to do to keep surviving. But
Yep.
Well, no spoilers, but I don't know about that, Trent.
All right. Yeah, it'd get kind of boring if that was it, huh? Wouldn't make a good series.
I mean, you do that for a couple hundred years. What kind of life is that?
yeah, the show is just them comfortably living in a bunker, living off of reserves and shit.
Yeah.
No
I know we've talked.
controversy.
I know we've talked about it before, but all the simulators. We have Bunker Simulator now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there you
Let's
go.
let's start that. Let's not go explore the world. Let's just play Bunker Simulator. How can I organize my bedroom in this bunker?
It's basically The Sims, but you don't leave the house.
If you want to leave the house, you just play Lawnmower Simulator, like they have on Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, really. And if you feel like you need to clean the outside of your bunker, you've got Power Wash Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
There is every simulator out there.
You want to raise a wild animal? Goat Simulator.
You feel like plowing some land, harvesting some crops, you got Farming Simulator.
Yeah. Yeah, in case the normal farming you were doing in your underground bunker wasn't enough farming in the day.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you know what, maybe the apocalypse wouldn't be so bad because we have all these simulator games.
Yep. If you want to go see your friends in their bunker, Airplane Simulator.
Oh,
That one was hard, by the way.
Zoom.
You have to put it on easy because I mean, you want to see everything, but you don't want to have to actually try to fly a real plane.
Oh, I flew the plane. It's not easy.
Well, it's a very realistic simulator then, because I don't think flying a plane's pretty easy.
No, definitely not.
Question is, do you have some weirdo in the back like saying they saw aliens or something? Then you have the stewardess having to try to calm her down. And I mean, is this how lifelike can we make this commercial flight?
Not my problem. The cockpit door was locked.
How long? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask how long, because like they got Flight Simulator, they got all these simulators. How long do you think until they make, instead of a steering wheel, instead of all this, like even for like differently abled people that maybe can't run a steering wheel or brake pedals, how long until you can replace your steering wheels and everything just with an Xbox or a PlayStation controller? If you choose, I think you can already do it right now, but like openly to the public.
You could probably do it with Tesla.
According to Men in Black 2, it's already happening.
True. Any technology now the government's had for 20 years. So they've had the Xbox for 20 years. They've had Xbox controller steering wheels. They've had everything.
Mm-hmm.
Drones.
Yeah. How soon till we can like actually fly our? Hey, we can fly our own drones. But then it's like it's too expensive and too much work to find a non-windy day. So we need drone simulator.
There you go.
I don't want to actually. It's going to get to the point where I actually don't want to do anything anymore. Life simulator, just put it in there. Plug it. Put me in like the Matrix.
What's the cool kids say now? Touch grass. We have the touch grass simulator.
Yeah.
Go to work simulator.
Hold X to pat grass. B to pet it like a dog or something.
Then we can go back to what the heck was the game that you did surgery? Operation. Yeah. So I mean, we have all these.
Get shocked. Touch the side.
Yeah. It'll all just go back to that. Then we could do surgery simulator, or you could just play Operation and shock yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was the game? Because I think Operation was pretty annoying. Did you guys ever play the game Perfection?
Yes.
Sounds familiar.
You set a timer, and you take all these little pieces that are shaped differently, like one's an octagon, one's an X, one's a square, one's a circle, and it's like 16 pieces. And you set the timer for like 60 seconds, and I don't know how many pieces it is, but if you don't get it in time, the board buzzes and it pushes all your pieces out, and congrats, you weren't perfect. I can still remember how pissed off I get when you couldn't get that one done in time.
Mm-hmm.
It might be one of the worst board games I've ever played because I don't have a good memory of it.
Well, you should have tried playing Memory.
Which one's Memory? Is just the cards? You remember which one was?
Yep, that would help build your memory up. That way you could play Perfection.
No, this was more than memory. This is eye-hand coordination, and this was lining up the X and finding where it was on the board and shit. I think Trent remembers it because we had it at our house. It was over there.
Oh yeah.
And you pulled it up.
So it
now?
looks like you had 25 pieces.
In how much time?
You had 60 seconds. You had to move quick.
Why do I think that doesn't seem like that's that hard?
Oh, you get on Amazon.
Go ahead.
You get on Amazon and get one. We'll do it live.
Which piece was the hardest?
I can't remember which piece would be the hardest, but it's probably one of those that like. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, so I would assume it's probably one of those either stars.
Yeah.
That has to fit in a certain way. Actually, the top right is probably the top. Like, it's thin enough, and you have to fit it in a certain way. But you can see like bottom leftish. There's a pentagon, and then on the rightish there's a hexagon. Like, there's enough where the shapes are similar, where you're trying to put one into the other.
That's true.
It looks like a terrible game, and it was.
But that was before we had Xboxes and stuff. That was before Call of Duty.
Yeah, wait till they have VR Perfection. Then you're going to get pissed off in the virtual world, too.
That'd be hard. Perfection. You know how hard it is to do the VR controls accurately? That would be hard on that.
$26 on Amazon.
That seems...
Can
we take it out of our budget?
I should buy one for Amelia.
Pass on the anger generation to generation. I bet you'd have a kick out of it. You'd have a kick getting some funny videos of her getting mad, you know?
I type in perfection in Google and hit images looking for this, and it's like the 1, 2, 3, 4, like the 7th image. This is like the 15th image.
What comes up before that? Did you put in perfection game or
Just perfection? Just perfection. This image comes up.
There's like a TV show. There's bullseyes. I mean, it is great. That's the perfect male form right there.
Can you save that for that to be our cover photo for the week?
And don't even mention that we're having some BS talk before. Just say NFL draft talk. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
NFL draft talk. This is the perfect offensive line specimen. You get a guy that looks like this, prospect number 1.
Hey, I mean, for fuck having those shoulder rolls on
neck
your
roll.
neck rolls. He just has a
you don't
head
yeah,
roll.
if you don't have a neck, like you don't need a neck roll.
Yeah, no, I mean that is peak male physique right there. Is that like okay? Real quick though, is that a real person? That's not a real person. That's got to be like a rubber statue or something.
Not
right.
Real. It's
okay.
It says it's an exhibition in like Chemistry World or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So some scientist had some way more time on their hands than they should have.
What would the human body look like if it was designed to withstand the impact of a low impact car crash?
So the perfect football player, no CTE.
Yes,
that guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is football when that small car collisions?
It's designed to take the impact of a 30-kilometer-an-hour car crash.
Oh.
So Lawrence Taylor's probably faster than that.
Yeah, 30 kilometers an hour. That's only like 25 miles an hour.
Speaking of NFL player that was fast back in the day, Rip OJ.
R.I.P.
Are you talking the actor? Are you talking the actor? You're talking the football player, right?
Yeah. Slapstick comedy actor OJ Simpson from the Naked Gun movies. My favorite tweet that came up on Twitter, I think I retweeted it on poor taste, but on the day he passed. But it's like someone doing research on OJ Simpson, and they go, Jesus Christ, 2,000 yards in 14 games. This guy was a monster. I mean, when you were just the workhorse and they paid you, they ran you into the fucking ground, and you got to give OJ that. He made 2,000 yards look easy.
Just ran like a stallion. Almost Bronco like the way he ran and handled things.
Can't believe he
seriously.
passed before he ever found the killer scouring the streets of LA.
Hey, he rests easy knowing that his wife's killer's finally dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't have R.I.P. OJ time set aside today. I wasn't expecting that.
Forgot to write that down. Well, that was last week's news. We just forgot.
Yeah, didn't touch on that last week.
Did you see they're making the Naked Gun? Yeah,
really?
With Liam Neeson this time.
I did see that, and I'm all in on that, man. But he's done only a couple comedy roles with Seth MacFarlane, and I think that's the perfect guy for that role.
You think so? I mean, it's really hard to replace Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. Well, I know back in the day, Leslie Nielsen used to do serious roles, so that's where it was so added to the comedy of like he could act all those silly parts so seriously.
Gosh, he was so funny. He is one of the best comedic actors ever.
Mm-hmm. That he always had the reoccurring bit with like Conan in any interview where he had that fart machine.
Yeah.
So he'd be like answering and he would purposely move and just get them to be laughing in their face while he's doing a very serious for like Vogue variety. I don't know who Entertainment Tonight. I who cares? But
Which one is better with Conan? Is it him or Paul Rudd with his always the same clip over and over?
Is it Mac the
Yeah,
Alien
Mac
or
and me.
something?
just
Yeah,
the one scene of the kid going down in the wheelchair, going down the hill.
If you haven't or any listeners haven't, listen to him because it's obviously a TV show where it's funny because it shows he's supposed to be promoting Ant-Man and then it's this 80s alien show. He goes on his podcast and it's just the audio of it. And Conan gets so damning. God, are you kidding me? This joke doesn't work without the video. He goes, I tried. It sounds like it did.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, and then there was, I guess, the great Norm Macdonald too. He always did OJ stuff on Saturday Night Live to the point where I think did they fire him because of that, or was there another reason?
I think there was a few things why they got rid of him, but the OJ stuff did not help.
No.
Like that was back when SNL was a little edgy and had someone that worried about losing their job, so they would take some risks like that.
Yeah. Norm was great too. Man, so many great comedians. SNL used to be funny, although the newest, the Beavis and Butthead one with Ryan Gosling, that one was pretty damn funny.
That was hilarious.
Even Trent saw it. Wow, that's impressive.
I'll admit they've done a little better this year with being a little more just comedy. You don't need to preach on who the last 5 years, 6, whatever, have been preachy as hell on who they want. Now it's just like, hey, here's Shane Gillis, here's Sydney Sweeney, here's people that you like, and we're just going to make stupid, comedy bits. And it's been pretty hilarious. The bits that you see every once in a while, and they can do their few Trump ones, but I think they're more focused on the actual comedy bits now rather than offending someone.
That's a big change.
Yeah. Well, Trent absolutely loved it. Beavis and Butthead last week was number 2. Number 1 was Weekend Update, wasn't it?
100%.
Why is that, Bryant?
100%.
Oh, he loves Michael Che and Colin Jones.
Yes.
So they're just very topical.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great.
I love it when they write the jokes for each other.
Those bits actually are pretty hilarious.
Gosh, big shoe deal. Not enough money, guys.
Not.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched that one today, and I've never heard of someone getting $28 million and been told that's not enough money for them.
And that's
Trent. I know you just inherited $28 million from your great uncle who just passed. How are you going to survive, man? You're not making enough money there.
Not enough. Jeez. Never played a WNBA game. Now, granted, did she change the game? Yes, she did. But let's see how her game translates. I'm sure it'll be fine. But win some championships and then the shoe deals. But
like I said in the chat, she brought popularity to college basketball, something that was already more popular than WNBA.
100%.
So, I mean, I understand Nike wanting to jump in and get a deal and stuff with her, but the people complaining about the money part of it, it's like, we don't know what the actual impact is. Maybe it'll have a huge impact. Because for me, being an LSU fan, the Chicago team with Angel Reese and the tall chick from South Carolina, that actually seems like a pretty cool team to watch. Am I going to watch them more? I probably won't. I'm definitely not going to tune in for Caitlin Clark. I'm guessing majority of Iowa fans probably will for a couple weeks, but is it going to go longer than a couple weeks? I don't know. That's to be seen.
And people are saying, well, she should be $80 million. $80 million is more revenue than the WNBA makes in a season.
They don't make any revenue. The NBA,
that's true.
Yeah, the NBA subsidizes it, so they don't make any money.
But I'm just.
I wonder I doubt she's got this much power yet, but I wonder if she has a per shoe or per pair like bonus, whatever you want to call it. But I doubt she's got that yet. If they sell like hotcakes the next go round for however many years it is, I bet she works that into the stipulation. Which then it's like, okay, we've seen the progress the first 4 years and the popularity. Then you can build it from there.
So, I mean, it's unfair. It's very unfair. But a female trying to break into a shoe line, athletic shoe line, basketball shoe line, it's going to be a super hard thing to do. And that's not to be sexist or anything, but again, how many women are truly going to support their own? That's the question there. But I'm looking at the NBA players that have their own shoe line. You've got LeBron James, you've got Jordan, of course, you've got Kevin Durant, James Harden, Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Giannis, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, Zion Williamson, you have Luka, you have all these huge names in the NBA. Are you going to be able to break into the men's market for it? I don't foresee it, but it's possible. I don't know.
I think they'll sell. I honestly do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I hope they do.
They're going to be a basketball shoe. It's not going to be like a girl's shoe. Like it.
Okay,
a basketball shoe, like, and men can wear them. Like,
so
I think that,
devil's advocate here, Trent. You're a 14-year-old boy in school. Are you going to want to go show off your Kobe's or Jordans, or are you going to want to show off your Caitlin's?
Oh, I'm what are they going to be called? Logo threes?
I don't know.
Showing them off.
That's what they should be called.
That's what they should be called. I just picked that up from Twitter, but because there was a poll like, what should they be called? And Logo threes would be a pretty sweet name.
That would be cool name.
But I do think they will sell.
I hope you're right. I'm cheering for her. I mean, I would love to see her, progress the game further. I wish it was somebody different than her, but
I'm sorry. I was there. There are currently 3 WNBA players with signature shoes: Brianna Stewart, Elena Del Donne, and Sabrina Ionescu. I probably screwed that one up, but I've heard that a lot of NBA players have the Ionescu shoe, the men,
really?
NBA. So, yeah. So I mean, it's not unheard of that. As long as the shoe looks good, that's where I've always when I'm looking at some of these off brands. I was talking with Joey the other week about some shoes, and I think some of those Brooks shoes, some of the color schemes are stupid as shit, but it's like, hey, if it's comfy and it works, who cares if it's a Brooks, Asics, whatever shoe it is? I know at least it will sell in Iowa.
Yeah. And again, it's we have to see what the longevity of it is, because we always have star players that have come and gone, and it's just, this person's an amazing player, but it doesn't grow the game, and that's unfortunate. But maybe this draft class was an amazing draft class overall for the WNBA. So hopefully things change.
Yeah. And there's, the whole argument with her going to the WNBA, and everybody's just upset with her salary. And it's just like, oh, you're upset with her salary. Are you going to buy some tickets? Are you going to buy WNBA pass? Are you going to buy a jersey? That's how these people make more money. Oh, you're not? Oh, well, then don't complain about it.
Bill Burr's had that in his set for 5-10 years. He was like, every single one he's complaining that they should get paid more money. I agree. I don't see you buying tickets.
Yeah.
I don't see it at these games. It's a arena empty arena.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, as far as the WNBA goes, who do you think was the most popular player of all time in the most popular era? Because for me, I would say in my lifetime, maybe Lisa Leslie is the most popular player I know of for the WNBA. But again, what was the viewership like with her? I don't know. Is Caitlin Clark going to expand it? Hopefully. Like I said, I'm cheering for it to happen.
Yeah, that's who. Lisa Leslie, was she the first person to dunk?
Yeah,
in a game. It's
so.
It's still didn't watch.
I guess
that's immediately what I was saying is who would have drawn attention. And if you go through the big stars that like even ESPN before they had all women's basketball kind of had a vesting interest in making sure it was popular. It was Lisa Leslie, like you said, Candace Parker, so that's probably one of them. Maya Moore, who quit to become a lawyer, and Brittany Griner, and we know everything with her, and she quit the WNBA as well for the low salary. So I mean, two of the four probably biggest stars that you can name off the top of your head weren't even in the league. Now you got that Sabrina Ionesco, the triple double god from a few years back, and Brianna Stewart, but otherwise it's being Sue Bird. I don't know how long she's been in the league, but I mean you're kind of starting to grasp at straws at naming people outside of the top five.
Yeah, and here's the sad thing. So Minnesota, we are not the land of of championships. The Vikings have never won one. The Twins haven't won one since '91.
The Gophers won some national championships in the 19.
Yeah, so there you go. The Wild will probably never win anything. The Lynx, the WNBA team for Minnesota, have won the title 2011, 2013, 2015, 2017. Do you think Minnesota sports fans consider those Minnesota championships? Those are never mentioned.
Not once. The tears of Vikings fans overflow the enthusiasm of Lynx fans.
Yes, but you would grasp on like when's the last time the Packers have won a Super Bowl? We could be like, hey, at least the state of Minnesota has won championships. It's WNBA, but I mean, nobody even says that.
2012, wasn't it, for the Packers?
Sounds right.
Versus the Steelers.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely been over.
It was one of those weird years where it wasn't Manning or Brady, because otherwise they wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day at work, just like how funny it is. Like right now, we have Mahomes in the AFC, but like for the last 2 decades, it was just Manning and Brady, and it was just one of those two, and then the fluke Flacco year gets thrown in there, and the couple, I guess not fluke, but like then the couple Roethlisberger years. Oh, and there's the Nick Foles. Otherwise, there's just those two for 20 years pissing everyone off.
Yeah, well, it's not Patrick Mahomes' division anymore.
Not anymore.
Who'd you say? Well, I laughed.
I
laughed because it was such a no-name.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Thank you. I couldn't even remember. The funniest was like, well, they were like, well, the Broncos got to get rid of all these number 3 Russell Wilson jerseys, so they're just going to make him wear number 3, keep selling the stock that they used to
just
have.
Take the nameplate off the backs, slap the new one on. Oh, wait, don't need to.
By the way, have you seen their new jerseys?
Denver's?
The Broncos? Yes.
I have.
Ugly as shit. They look like UTEP.
Yeah.
University of Texas, El Paso should sue them for copyright.
Yeah. Not as nice as Houston's new ones.
God, Houston's are awesome.
Houston's are awesome. And you know what the shitty thing with the Broncos is? As much as I never wanted to defend them, they have such great throwbacks to those orange helmets with the giant D, with the stallion on the side. It's like you had such a good thing you could just fall back on and be like back tradition or something, and it's just a win. And instead you look stupid as shit with
them. They look like Cincinnati's with blue instead of black.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, it looks, like I said, it looks bad. I don't know how many rounds, because you gotta think. This is an NFL team. They don't just change a brand and they don't change colors. Well, unless you're the Jets and you change one little thing and now you have to sell a whole new set of jerseys. But I mean, how many rounds of PR moves and focus groups did they have to go through? And they decided that was okay.
That's the one.
Yep.
Bingo. That looks like it's good. You know what that looks like? We're gonna have to sell all our old jerseys, and we get to sell new jerseys to fans.
There's
let's keep it going.
So many things that do that. It's like this went through like how many committees, and we paid all these people to make this decision. It's just like South Dakota's meth slogan from a few years ago. I think we've talked about that on this podcast. The meth, we're on it. Like it's like that decision. Like who? Like this is okay. It's the same thing with these jerseys.
We've had some.
Yeah, you just
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just I agree. You just that should have taken one person saying one time, "Meth, we're on it," and they go, "Sounds like you're saying we're on
See-
meth," and then but nope, bunch of
When
yes
it
men.
happened, it was seriously this firm from like I think it was from Minnesota, and I'm sure they're like, we're gonna get them good, and then they sent it, and then they're like, yeah, we're choosing this, and they're like, really, and they're like,
We won the
perfect,
bid.
we got you guys, like, yeah,
No such thing as bad PR, right?
that's right.
I don't know. We've had. I mean, I think Noam has done a pretty decent job being governor. There have been some bad things like that though, like her commercial for Texas Dental, like just really stupid things where it's like you should maybe step back a little bit and think about what you're doing.
Texas Dental?
Yeah, she was
You
like
mean-
doing a promotion for dentistry down in Texas that she got done. So instead of promoting getting stuff done from within your own state, you're using your state's taxpayers' money to fly down to Texas to get dental work done, and then flying back up and doing PR for that dental firm.
There you go. Yeah, no. Now that you explain it that way, yeah, it sounds like a good use of taxpayer dollars.
I'm happy for it,
Mm-hmm.
as long as she continues to keep looking more plastic. That's all that matters.
Yeah, guy looked gorgeous at least for those photo ops with the giant scissors.
I will never forget. We can't talk about it on air, but a conversation we had with someone in Myrtle Beach. He brought up our governor. We'll have to talk about it off air.
That'll be on the Patreon. You pay extra
Yeah.
for that. I hear a lot of YouTube groups are doing that now. Hey, pay us. We put this content out for free. Now we want you to start paying us monthly subscriptions. So just Venmo at Homer Bryant. Send me your money, and then we'll put out some more content for you. I'll make sure you two get your cut. Don't worry.
It's what the people want.
It's what the people want.
They want more of our stupid shit.
Yep. Yep. Trying to think, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, but should we? I think the main thing we were gonna do is talk about the draft, but we're 32 minutes in here, and dang, I tell you what, know how to fill up time.
Hey, I'm ready to talk a little NFL draft.
Basically,
A very little because I haven't done much.
well, you guys have
Me
to
too.
pick up a wide receiver since you. I'm going to assume will have a suspended one.
Yeah,
Which, how crazy is that?
I don't know. Is he going to be suspended? I legit have not heard anything.
I've seen rumors of
so.
like a couple game suspension, which to me that seems a little light, but you know, I'm usually on the side of law enforcement over criminal, but that's just me.
I
It's time to
suppose.
trade up for Marvin
No,
Harrison Jr.
Could you do you know how many people you'd see the viewership for here's the NFL draft, it's super high. The Chiefs trade up and get Marvin Harrison. Everyone would be like, why even watch this sport next year? Patrick Mahomes and Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's probably who they'd have to trade
Why
to
don't we just
get
give
it.
them the best left card?
That's who they'd have.
What's
That's
that?
who they'd have to trade to jump that high. It's Pat Mahomes.
Oh, yeah. See ya, Marvin Harrison Jr. Why don't you have fun with the Cardinals or wherever the fuck he ends up?
Yeah.
Get ready to enjoy New England chowder all the time, buddy.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to assume you guys will probably take wide receiver at 32, but I haven't.
It kind of depends, dude. We have plenty of need for I think either tackle.
You got Hollywood Brown,
It
didn't you?
depends on who's available.
You
What's
signed
that?
Hollywood Brown, didn't you? Okay.
Yeah. We got Hollywood Brown, but then Rashee Rice was number 2 or 1-2, however they want to do that. But we did have our top 2 receivers. I think we bring back probably. Huh?
When that video came out, I had, and somebody sent it in our Twitter DM. I had typed in, and then I realized, crap, you got Hollywood Brown. I had typed in, well, it looks like Kadarius Toney's WR1 now.
Oh, no. I think with how our payroll is going with Chris Jones, Kelsey, Mahomes, and we need to save money for signing other players, I think they're going to have Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice suspended a couple games. I think they do keep Kadarius Toney, but very limit his role to like wide receiver 6'7", and make him a return specialist. They'll bring back Justin Watson, I think. Nicole Hardman, if it's the right price, I think they bring him back as well. And then you got to get whoever the Sammy Watkins or the Juju Schuster Smith out there, you got to get. I think you got to get one more player like that. Maybe even late in the draft. I mean, we've done pretty well recently with our like 4th to 7th round picks. First 3 rounds you're usually just fine unless you just completely whiff. But we found some diamonds in the rough, and I've seen a couple. I see a couple mock drafts where they even have us drafting Christian McCaffrey's little brother, Luke McCaffrey from Rice, who is a wide receiver. I mean, you give me any percentage of what Christian is in the NFL, and that pick works out.
You're gonna have to start worrying about regression with Mahomes soon. He's closer to 30 than he is 25.
I think we got a few years, but
you got till about
we might need to look
10.
at just getting the replacement.
Yeah. No, I feel like last year was the worst team Kansas City had, and of course they still won it all. So I mean, I feel like they'll probably have a better team this year.
If I would say Reed is the biggest signing other than Chris Jones was we signed Andy Reid till 2029.
I thought he was talking retirement.
It's Mike Florio making up some shit because he hates the
Dude,
Chiefs.
Florio, he says he's a Vikings fan, but he makes up a bunch of crap about the Vikings too. Florio is the worst.
He literally said in an article, it was basically, I will put information out, and if no one rebuttals against me, then I take it as factual or there's some legs behind it. It's like, okay, so you just say stupid shit, and if the official team doesn't come out and say anything, then you're just right, even though it's wrong information, but no one called me out on it, so I'm right. It's like, no, man, that's not how that
Isn't
works.
that how paid media is altogether now, though? Not just sports, but just media in general. That's just how it is. I'm going to throw out words like that. Yeah,
I'm going to throw it against the wall. I'm going to throw it against the wall, see what sticks. And if it does stick a little bit and no one tears it down, then it's right. No,
I'm going to call one side of the spectrum Nazis, and since they're working and I'm not working, they're not going to see it, and we're going to be good with it.
Yeah. Nope. That's where it's like anytime I read something like that, unless it's from the official team or like there's a source that's willingly putting their name out there, like per multiple sources, this has been, this is coming up or confirmed. I don't take it, like, especially I actually, when I checked it to see that story, I had muted PFF because I was like, there's just so many things they just throw out there that mean nothing, but he wants to get engagement on his website.
Yeah. I work with a guy that actually used to work directly with him, and he super cool guy, and he's like, everything you think about him, it's correct. Like, just you can make any comment and it's correct.
Yeah, that's definitely you're usually not supposed to judge a book by its cover. Him for sure, it's 100%. Yeah.
Which, hey, good for him. He's made a good living off of it.
I never hate the him playing the game. I just hate the player.
Easy to do. But I mean, so you talk about that type of stuff. How many different stories have we heard about the Vikings last 2 months? And this week, it's just we just need to get this week over with.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, like for me, so I don't know what we'll do. There has been so much smoke for quite a while now that the Vikings and the Patriots have a deal. Like, there has just been a lot of smoke with that, and it feels like that there's a good possibility. And then you go on the other side of, the Patriots are just laughing at the offers that are being sent to them. And it's just I sent that thing yesterday, within a half hour or so, the two completely different reports on that from accredited people in the media. And it's just like, can we just get this week over with? My guess what's going to happen is my hope of getting Drake May or Jaden Daniels isn't probably going to work out. And we're just going to go with JJ McCarthy at 11 or trade up to 4 or 5, get him. And we're just going to be dealing with Christian Ponder again, is my guess.
They have to do something at quarterback. And fortunately, in 48 hours, we'll know.
Yeah.
These rumors will be done because it'll be over with. But they have to get a quarterback. Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold is the guy, if he is QB1.
Oh, God.
The Cubsman Club.
I can't. This is my only 49ers gear. I can't do the Vikings. It's like, what are we doing here? Like I said, I've said this. We're looking to lose next year to get Rocco Becht in the first round. So, and now if the Vikings do that, they got me back.
Gosh.
Just when I kept crawling away, you pulled me right back.
Man, Sam Darnold cannot be quarterback number 1. They have to pick somebody.
And I would be perfectly fine with Penix at 11 if it came to that. I don't know about you, Trent, but I would be fine with Penix at 11.
Yeah, if they don't trade up, Penix at 11 would be, I think, a good pick that far down.
I feel like there's too much smoke about this whole New England thing. We hired Josh McNown, who coached Drake May in high school. I feel like there's just too much stuff set up for it to not be Drake May.
Yes, I agree. Like, with all that, high school coach on staff, all that, like, if they don't go get him, again, what are we doing here?
I had a laugh. Did you see the video? I don't think I sent it to you guys, but the video of KOC speaking at a church deal a couple nights ago.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so he was speaking at a faith and hope thing at a church in Minneapolis, and of course someone brings up the draft. Ask him questions about basically their thoughts on each quarterback, and Kevin, the KOC, he's just like, there's things I can coach, and he's like, I have a lot of hope and faith. I don't want to use that as a draft tactic, and he's just going with that. And then at the end, he goes, I may or may not have sent a bouquet of flowers to Robert Kraft a couple days ago. We'll see. So I mean, even he's bringing up working with the Patriots. It just feels like it's too obvious.
Now, would you rather that he is reaching out and getting advice from a church group on drafting, or would you prefer him to go the Browns route where the owner listened to a homeless guy that said draft Johnny Manziel?
Is that true?
Yeah. They did all these focus groups back in the day that told him you need to draft Teddy Bridgewater. He is the better prospect. And then he just had a handful of people, including a homeless guy, that said you need to draft Manziel. And he thought with the star power of even homeless people and shit have heard of Johnny Manziel, drafted him, and then look what happened.
Is it the same owner that got Deshaun?
Oh my God, I cannot remember because it's the owner of the Pilot and Flying J just bought the Browns like 5-6 years ago. I can't remember. I think it's the same owner.
I feel like
Jimmy Haslam.
I feel like it hasn't been that. Who was it?
Jimmy Haslam. I know for sure that's the guy because being in trucking, I know of the owner of that company. He's actually been to our company a couple times, and I've seen him walking around our facility. But yeah, it was Jimmy Haslam. And I just imagine some homeless guy. Draft Manziel. All right, that guy's not wearing any pants, but he knows football apparently, and just draft him number 1.
So he bought them in 2012. When did Manziel? So Manziel got drafted after that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in 14, I think.
Yeah.
No,
2014.
Closer to 15.
14.
Oh.
So yeah, so obviously this owner listens to homeless people and gets quarterbacks who are really well known among masseuse crowds too.
Brian, if he's ever around the office
allegedly
again, like, you need to go find your manager or whoever, the CEO of that your company and be like, hey, whatever this guy says, just do the opposite.
Yeah.
Hey, I like a good
If
flying
he
J.
tells you to bet on the Nuggets -7, you take the Lakers +7. All right, I don't care what he
Yep.
says.
I like a good flying J, so the guy knows truck stops.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll get some feedback from the guys, and we'll break down the top 10 worst things about pilots and flying J's, and we'll just keep shitting on Jimmy Haslam and his business.
some dude I don't even know.
Yeah, fuck it.
Might as well.
So
I don't know. What do you think next?
So which one you want Drake May then is the consensus?
If you give me Drake May or Jane Daniels, I will probably be drunk on Thursday night with happiness.
Oh, okay, just drunk in
Not
general.
Yeah,
blood
that's
alcohol content.
I will take a video of me taking a nice shot of whiskey over here.
No, you're not going to do the Philly special of you eating horse poop because you're so happy, right?
I'm gonna go throw batteries at Santa.
I still can't believe that you wouldn't a teaspoon or a normal spoonful horse poop for your
Take a
chance
shot of that.
to win a title.
I think I'll pass, Brian. I mean,
I still think that's
I haven't had to do that, and my teams don't win, so it doesn't matter.
I did it.
Yeah, but this is a scoop. It is guaranteed.
I did it the 4 years the Lynx won their championship.
Ryan took one for.
I'm doing this to win a Minnesota championship,
and then it just happened to be the Lynx. I thought it was going to be the Vikings or the Twins.
Hey, I would even take the Timberwolves.
I wanted the T-Wolves. I thought Johnny Flynn was the guy. He's eating. He eats the horse shit, thinking the Timberwolves are going to win the championship, and all of a sudden, Marco Rubio, or no, is it Ricky Rubio, the NBA guy? Yeah, Ricky Rubio.
Marco Rubio is a senator.
Florida. I always get those. There's not very many Rubios in my Rolodex up here.
They've both had about the same success in the NBA.
That is true. That and their backup plan was Johnny Flynn that year. Right? The funny thing is when you see like drafts like that where it's like the Timberwolves, like, man, you just fucked up that draft so badly. Oh, let's see who is drafted 8th or whatever. Oh, is that Steph Curry who changed the entire game of how the NBA plays now? And honestly, future generations shooting the three, including Caitlin Clark. Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to draft that guy. Nah.
Well, that is the funny thing because the Wolves did just that season, and you probably knew that. But yeah, the Wolves drafted Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio 5 and 6. Steph Curry went 7.
Yeah. Oh no, I knew that. That's what makes it super funny. Because I'm a big Syracuse fan, so I thought Johnny Flynn was going to be all right. I thought it was still high, but I thought it was like, yeah, he went to Cuse. It's fine. That was the old Big East back in the day, and yeah, didn't pan out.
That's hilarious to me.
Who's the number 1 pick that year?
Blake Griffin.
Okay, that panned out.
Yeah,
rip Blake's career, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he retired, didn't he? Just the other day.
Yeah. Just retired. JJ Redick, the Duke asshole of your age. He might be a NBA coach now. I mean, there's a lot of things changing.
Oh, I'll be back. I've got a baby crying in the next room. I'll be right back.
I remember Blake Griffin just ripping up the Big 12, Oklahoma.
Yep, him ripping up the big. I always thought it was funny was he'd be out there dominating, and here's what's his brother's name, like Chris or something? No, that's Family Guy. I was like, Chris Griffin sounds right. No, it's the fat loser Family Guy. Something like that. Yeah. But regardless, it was always funny. It's like, here's the young, dominating freshman. And here's his brother who's a senior that's been here for 4 years, and no one gave a fuck about him until his brother showed up.
Yep. Yeah, there were some good Big 12 players like right around that time. Then there was Kevin Durant and Michael Beasley in the same year.
We were talking, speaking of like Durant, and we're talking drafts. Do you remember how big of a story that was? I remember PDI with Wilbon and Kornheiser.
Yes, Kornheiser, right?
or Heiser. Okay, I couldn't remember if it's Heiser or Hauser. It doesn't matter. But I remember they made the biggest deal. Like, this guy cannot bench 185 pounds. How
Yeah.
is he going to be able to? And then it's like, oh wait, he's 7 foot tall and he can shoot the three and shoot any shot ever, and he's just faster and lankier than everyone.
Mhm.
Yeah, who gives a fuck if he?
Yeah.
If this was a wide receiver in the NFL, yeah, that's a little concerning. You got to have a little more physical,
Mhm.
jerking a guy around. NBA, it's like, who gives a shit? You can't make contact with him anyways.
Yeah. Can you name the dominant Iowa State player from that same year, from the Durant Beasley year?
Craig Brackens?
It was Craig Brackens. I thought that guy he left early and was a draft pick. I thought he would be a good NBA
Sixers,
player and
right?
never. What's that?
I think he got drafted by Sixers, didn't he?
Yeah, then he never panned out. Went overseas for a long time.
Got to get those Euros in. Yeah,
Yep.
I thought it was a little weird, but no, it's just one of those. Hey, it's kind of like the Tyrese Hunter thing, dude. The guy's
Yeah.
gonna go and make his money. What? No skin off my nose, you know.
He's gonna
And now
go
he's in
to
Memphis.
get that FedEx money at Memphis. Hey, did you see Omaha Blue landed at Wake Forest?
I was gonna get your live reaction. Damn it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Good.
Good for him.
Get some Wake Forest money. It's not an inner Big 12
Yeah.
change for us. So yeah,
I hope
best
he
of luck
goes
to him.
and does well, gets money.
We talked about it earlier, man. I can't think of another university. I think there's been other universities that have gotten bigger stars, but I think the contribution and the filling all of the absolute needs that we had, including bringing our top 4 scorers back, I think we're going to be dangerous next year, man.
Yeah. Did you ever think we'd be at a spot, especially like when we went 2-22 a couple years ago, where it's like, oh, hey, the highest ranked player that's ever committed to your school just transferred out. And we're just
After
like
1 year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never thought.
You're in a good spot. And the first year I hated the transfer portal and everything and NIL. The first year of that too. Now it's just like, whatever. We're all on the same playing field now. And we're seeing how well, with an equal playing field, how we can efficiently spend our money to get the exact right players. Because we know we picked up that Seattle kid. We've picked up some smaller school kids where it's like, we're not over. No offense. We know we're not overspending like that Colorado Hurley. No, I'm getting that mixed up. Hadley. We weren't going to overspend like Michigan State does to get the 1 star, but we've underpaid, but we've gotten 5 post players,
Yeah. Which is a need. We went and got a need.
Absolutely.
So, yep. And that's amateur hour.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, because I didn't want to do it this week because of the draft, so it works out perfect to bring it up here. But
yeah,
do the Vikings? What is their original pick if they don't trade or anything?
11.
11. Okay, and they only have the 1, right?
In the first round,
23.
Yeah,
they do have 23 as well.
Yeah, they just got that from the Texans a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because I thought was behind that they'd trade both of those for the fourth pick, right?
Yeah. Well, Patriots would be 3.
3. Okay.
But also, if that falls through, we might try to get 4 from Arizona.
What if Caleb Williams falls to 3?
You're not gonna like it, Ryan. But you got to draft the guy if he's there at 3.
Well, yeah, but that's not going to happen.
No, he's already the Bears.
Look on your face right now, contemplating it though.
Oh no, I mean, obviously, if he fell to 3, you'd have to. I mean, you really would. I think he's the biggest chance at busting, to be honest. But
would you take your fingernails week 1 if you landed Caleb Williams somehow?
No,
probably not. Probably not. I'd get a pink phone cover.
Okay, I'll accept that. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the draft order. You've got Chicago, Washington, New England. I hope we get that New England. There's rumors of us trading up to Arizona if we can't. I would guess that'd be for JJ McCarthy, which that is worst case scenario to me. I don't know about you, Trent.
almost Cyclone legend JJ McCarthy.
Oh, yeah.
I
Go
don't.
ahead.
Yeah, trading up to that to get him. Just sit back at 11 and get Penix. At that point.
So you got the Chargers at 5. They're not going to take. I don't think Harbaugh is going to take a quarterback. I don't know why you would when you have Herbert. I know he's in love with McCarthy, but the Giants, they possibly could. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of things that they won't.
You ready for this? You pull a draft day. You trade up to the third or fourth pick, and then you tell Jim Harbaugh, we're drafting JJ McCarthy. He goes, but I love that boy. He's my special boy. And you go, well, trade us Herbert, and we'll give you JJ McCarthy.
I wouldn't be against it, but the only issue is that would be, I think I saw 100 or 110 million cap hit for San Diego or for Los Angeles.
Nah,
that's a big cap hit. The Titans. Who's the Titans quarterback?
Will Levis.
Is it Will Levis? So they're hitching it. They're wagging on Levis.
The mayo in his coffee.
Then the
eats
Falcons.
A banana with the skin on.
Yeah.
Then the then the Falcons, who they've got Kirk. They're not going to do a quarterback. I don't know why they would. The Bears again. Maybe they'll draft McCarthy, go with 2 quarterback sets.
Yeah, the Washington did that a few years ago.
Yeah. I mean, they could do that. They could ruin
RG3 and Cousins, didn't they?
Yeah,
that year.
Yeah, they could ruin the career of 2 quarterbacks in 1 year. That'd be pretty cool. The Jets and then us. The Jets aren't going to take a quarterback, so there's a chance McCarthy could fall to 11. There's definitely a chance Penix would be there.
The Titans. I'm sorry. I was trying to find their roster. They have a very interesting roster going into next year. Will Levis quarterback, Tony Pollard running back, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins wide receivers, with Treylon Burks as their wide receiver 3. They've got some pieces, but
yeah,
relying on Will Levis. That's I don't know. Let's see if he makes any strides.
Will Levis would be decent if they still had Derrick Henry, because just take ball, turn around, hand to Derrick Henry.
Where's he at again? Ravens.
Baltimore.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The problem with that with Tennessee is you're in the AFC and you just don't have a shot, especially with the Texans. Boy, the Texans are going to be damn good this year.
Just think, last year would have been like same thing. Titans, you're not going to be able to win. You have T-Law in your division, and before he was injured, and Austin Jefferson probably by week 4 we're going, holy shit, this Richardson's for real. They have a young quarterback too, and they're easily 4-4. I mean, it's not even remotely close, I don't think.
Is this kind of a make or break season for T-Law?
I don't think so.
What will this be? His 5th year?
I think it's his fourth
year. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I guess he got them to the playoffs once. I think.
And he wasn't terrible last year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't think they're losing because of him. If it happens again this year, I think they seriously. I guess it's going to depend on honestly C.J. Stroud, the advances he makes, because if he explodes, they're going to go, why are we going to overpay for a guy that can't overcome a guy that's already on his rookie deal? We're going to have to trade and do something, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because is that their division? Jacksonville, Houston, Indy, and Tennessee. That's the division.
Yep.
That's a tough division. I mean, I think Indy will be good this year. Yeah. If I guess we'll see how Anthony Richardson is.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting a kick out of you saying the AFC South is a tough division, but it actually kind of is right now.
Yeah. I don't think Tennessee will really do much, but Jacksonville can win a game or two, and Houston's just, I don't know. If it's not Kansas City, it's Houston in the AFC.
Yeah, that used to be a division that would get into the playoffs with a losing record because the winner of the division gets in. Now that's the NFC East.
Yeah.
But if Rodgers can stay healthy, the Jets could be tough too. They've got a good defense. They've got future Hall of Fame Brees Hall on there.
There we
And
go.
Will McDonald.
We finally brainwashed him, Trent. He's finally starting to think like a cyclone here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And Will
I am all
McDonald.
about Kenny Nwangwu with the new kickoff rule.
Gonna become a legend.
Yeah, we're gonna be saying
And
Cordero Patterson who?
2025 opening day starting quarterback Rocco Becht for the Vikings.
Mhm. And that'll be the same year that Iowa State kicks off the college football season from Ireland, too. There's rumors of that.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Everybody, the whole world wants to see the Cyclones, Ryan. That's why.
We have a big Irish backing at Iowa State. Bunch of redheads. They really love how the cardinal clashes with their bright orange red hair. They love it.
They don't know anything about football, so they're like, yes, this is the Fighting Irish, and they're all gonna be like, okay. They won't know.
with the old Nelsons and the old Wilkses.
Yes. Iowa does not grow corn; it grows potatoes.
Potatoes.
Yeah, it's Irish.
Oh, the poor Irish.
Hey, we're not making fun of the Irish.
We're going to have to learn how to drink Guinness as well as we drink Busch Light.
Good luck.
Not just that, but warm Guinness.
It's already bad enough when it's chilled.
Yeah, it's not good
honestly,
anyway.
Maybe it's better when it's...
Yeah. I've never had a Guinness and was like,
I'm glad I have two.
I want another one of those. Never.
A black and tan is good, though.
I'm glad both of the guys I'm staring at have good opinions on Guinness, that it is awful.
I'm gonna say a black and tan is good.
I can't say I've ever had one.
What?
Me either, so I'll have to refrain.
I'm pretty positive I'm pretty positive you introduced me to them, Trent.
Not me. I've never willingly ordered a Guinness.
Well, no, but I mean that's not just Guinness.
See, you know what Guinness reminds me of? Guinness reminds me of tequila, where it's like, if there has to be a certain holiday where it's the only time I order this drink, that means it's bad 364 days a year. That means it's not good. It's good. It's good 1/3% of the time. Wow, that means it's bad.
That's funny. I was at the golf course out here tonight, and I ordered a kickball sour, which those are I love a good sour. Raspberry.
I
love a good sour, but you get me a kickball. Yeah, you get me a kickball sour. Those things are awesome.
Remedy's sours are kickballs, so it's like they have a blueberry, raspberry, cranberry kickball. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, we had that on tap here, and one of the guy at the bar is like, "Oh, how can you drink that? That's so disgusting." I'm like, "Dude, it's amazing." And then he continued with, "Yeah, I think we need to replace it with Guinness. We need to get a Guinness cake." Like, you will literally be that'll be your personal keg.
You know, that's the first thing I want after I've been on a golf course for 4 hours in the blistering hot sun. Give me a Guinness. Yeah. Give me the thickest thing you can pour out of that tap.
And if that doesn't work, just go out and get some of that oil from the golf cart. Jesus. I'll drink that.
It's the first thing I think.
I'd rather just take a double shot of Jaeger after a hot 90-degree round. Why don't you just give me that instead?
Golf with the Nelsons.
At least Jaeger tastes like black licorice. I mean, which isn't great, but Guinness is just like, what is? I can't do Guinness.
It's not great. Guinness Blonde is good. I do like Guinness Blonde.
Again, Guinness is so bad I haven't tried any variation.
I feel like that's the only variation, and that came out like 5 years ago. I'm guessing they just didn't sell very much, but we're like, okay, we're the oldest beer company out there. We have to try to get something. Yeah.
Now, speaking of oldest beer companies,
trivia. When did
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, needs to get to South Dakota, because when we were in Georgia, I had myself a nice little 12-pack of those, and they were delicious.
You see did you see I had a transfusion the other night? I was pretty excited about that.
Did just like handmade, like
no, they had a canned version of it.
Oh,
You just have
really?
to add vodka to it. So
okay.
yeah, I was super impressed. I saw it on the menu at the golf course. I'm like, that is new this year, and I'm excited about this. So I ordered it, and the lady
making their way to South Dakota.
Yeah. And so the lady's like, "Oh, you're the first one to order." I'm like, yeah, I don't care if I'm the last. You keep them coming."
What's the trivia, Bryant?
Oh, I was just going to ask you when Arthur Guinness opened his brewery.
1592.
a little sooner than that. But not terribly
not
far
1492 with when Columbus sailed the
Yeah, he brought over a Guinness.
It was opened in December of 1759. 17 years before America was founded. And I'm going to add to it as this. It was founded in 1759. That sounds like a drink. It tastes like a drink that was good in 1759. Yeah. It's not good in 2024.
They thought the beer was like the greatest thing ever, and it's like, for like you said, for the time, fantastic. It hasn't aged well.
Oh, it's not water from the river where they were shitting upstream, so it's better than that. That's all.
Did you see that the triathlon this year, if the Paris Olympics, might have to be a biathlon because the river that they're supposedly supposed to swim in is just full of shit?
Dude, if they could Olympic through Ebola back in the Brazil year, they can swim through shit.
They can swim through a couple turds in the river.
Sir, is this the river that's full of shit? No, I know there's piss in there, but is there poop in this river? I got it. There's in there, sir. And that's my childish poop joke of the night. You're welcome.
But it's good enough for the triathlon athletes to swim in.
Okay, real quick. I went, this is completely off subject, but I went to the movie Monkey Man a couple weeks ago with Dave Patel. Okay movie. Decent enough action. Too much shaky cam for my preference. The movie's set in India, and there's a part where he's gotten stabbed, shot, and he's running from the bad guys, right? And he eventually gets hit or whatever, and he falls into this river, open wounds, and he wakes up, and he's getting medically treated by someone. And the only thing I could think of that whole time was, no way his open wounds healed in a river in India. Same thing as France, like all of the human waste in there. That I couldn't get out of that. Like I saw this guy like fighting with objects he's not supposed to be fighting with, kick-ass action. I was just like, no way he survives that poop river. That was all I could think. The whole second and third act was he's not surviving.
The ending, like what he didn't get killed by somebody, he dies of a infected gunshot wound from the river.
Died of like dysentery and shit.
So it's supposed to be like an India John Wick or something?
Yeah, kind of. It like I said, it had a lot of good action in it. There's a couple creative differences that I was okay with. I got through it, but that was the one thing I just couldn't get over. I was like, no way you're cleaning out the wounds good enough in this not hospital falling in an Indian river. Nah, can't get past that.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, so we said stuff about that.
Yeah, I think stuff.
We said stuff that doesn't age well. I tried playing Fallout 4 after watching Fallout. Did not age well to me. Not at all. I played about a half hour and I'm like, okay, this is a cool story. This is a cool start, but it is so clunky and nope. That's the Guinness of the video game world for me. And I know that is one of the least popular opinions a person could have right now.
I like that we're changing everything to the Guinness of if it's the worst thing.
It just hasn't aged well. I mean, the thing about Guinness is it hasn't aged well over 400 years time. Fallout 4 is like 15 years, so
yeah, we'll circle back in 400 years and see how it is.
Yeah, it could be a classic.
Yeah.
Although they are supposed to be getting a next gen update in the next couple days, so maybe I'll have to try it again.
On this pod, we used to have jokes about Steel Reserve, and there's an alloy ranking. And now Guinness, after one discussion, is above Steel Reserve on shittiness.
How many alloys is a Guinness?
That's one alloy.
One
You-
alloy.
You know what the funny thing is I will give Steel Reserve the credit that I don't give Tesla, because Guinness, you've had a 400-year head start. How are you not tasting better? But Tesla goes, Ford and all them have had a 100-year head start. That's why our cars aren't as good. It's like, no, fuck you, Elon. Make your cars better. But Steel Reserve, I'll go. They haven't been around too long. They got time. They can make it better.
Fallout 4 sales went more than 7,500% this week after Fallout came up.
Of course.
Thankfully, I played it on Game Pass. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say on the Cyclone Fanatics podcast network, Steel Jantz was interviewed by Jeff Woody and Grant Mahoney last week. So I listened to it. It immediately made me want to go get a Steel Reserve.
Get a Steel Reserve and watch the highlights from the UConn game.
The UConn game, the time he beat Iowa, the 3 overtime game.
We told you that tradition, didn't we, Bryant?
What's that?
The Steel Jans era. I would come over, watch football at Trent's place. So I'd bring a can of Steel Reserve for him, and I'd have a oil can of Foster's for myself.
Drink Steel Reserve while watching Steel Jans.
Yeah,
I think
those fucking oil cans. You know what the funny thing is? A couple things. One, Foster's isn't even that good. It's the gimmick of the thick chode of a can,
and
Secondly,
the Australian accent you get while drinking.
Foster's.
What? Australian for beer. You want to know where it's brewed? Texas. It's not even brewed in Australia. It's a bullshit gimmick. Because I got so mad when I bought Foster's. Oh, Australian for beer. And it says, yeah, brewed in Seguin, Texas. You're like, what the fuck? This is supposed to be Australian. Nope, just some shitty, probably Lone Star Plus, and they just crossed it out and put Foster's on it.
Well, now I'm trying to figure out how it got associated with Australia.
It was probably just like an Australian guy did a gimmick once for it. They loved it, and then now it was just Australian.
Yep, this has got to be the commercial, and that just took off.
It said Foster's was created by two Americans who arrived in Melbourne, Australia from New York in 1886. So another old beer.
Oh. Yeah, another old beer made by Americans. It wasn't Australia. I guess maybe I was looking at like where it's distributed from. Yeah. I can't remember, but I just remember it's like it was nothing on there was Australian, came from American. It pissed me off.
I'm pretty positive there was 1 week I went with a Colt 45 also, and that not great, fellas.
The only time I've ever had Colt 45 was when we were locked in our hotel room in Kansas City, waiting for a Kansas City game a decade plus ago. And we were hearing gunshots go off in our vicinity. So we just stayed inside drinking our Colt 45s because we were cool back then.
You only drink the finest of malt liquors.
If you want to timestamp on how long ago that was, the traffic on the interstate was so bad that someone was T-bowing next to us.
They weren't owling, were they?
And I believe, yeah, they were. And they were T-bowing, and then when we got there, people were wearing their brand new Aaron Rodgers and Clay Matthews jerseys as we beat the undefeated Packers.
Oh, God. It was a while ago.
With I think Romeo Crennel was our coach at the time.
I am so upset I will never be able to find that owling picture of you, Trent.
I know. That came up when we were in Augusta, planking and T-bowing and.
What the fuck's owling? Is that this?
No, but that'd make it cooler.
If I can find the picture. I don't know how I would find the picture.
I don't know either.
No, Trent sits on
it. It was making fun of planking. So no, you're like just like stand, you just like crouch on something, then like
Got it.
you're an owl. You're just is making fun of planking. It was about that time, so probably like not 15 years ago, but like at least 13.
I'm sending it to our Twitter
Yeah.
group.
Perfect.
Excellent.
It's on the way.
Well, shit, we're about an hour 15. Is there anything else we wanted to
What's
catch
your
up on?
prediction next week? Are we going to be coming in sad after the draft, Bryant?
I think you'll be optimistic. You'll have plenty of time to hit whichever quarterback you grab. You'll have bought in by that point. So I think you're going to be happy. Even if it's JJ, man, you're gonna be able to sell yourself on. They never needed to rely on him, and the few times he did, he made the plays, and he won a national championship. And you need a winner.
We'll have drank the Kool-Aid, huh?
If it's JJ, I won't. So everyone knows Slaughter Goat. Slaughter Goat's the best. Today he put on Twitter, let's preface this before I say something controversial. I've only watched 2 games of film on JJ McCarthy. They were the national championship in the playoff game against Alabama. I don't see anything that would make me want to draft him in the first round of this draft. Ball placement is erratic, forcing receivers to make acrobatic catches, questionable decision-making, good, not great arm, and I wonder if he's able to read a defense as well as he will be required to. He definitely had moments where he stepped up and made a play, but we're talking about him going number 2 in the draft. I think that's a massive stretch. QB 5 to 6 in this draft is my opinion.
See, I read that earlier. I thought that was fair.
Yeah, I just do not want to. I would take Penix over him. I would maybe take Nix over him.
But the Vikings didn't send anybody to Bo Nix Pro Day. Like they're one of 2 teams that
supposedly I read today Bo Nix is the only quarterback that's met with all 32 teams. So supposedly we met with him at some point.
Okay.
The Chiefs met with him?
Supposedly. Well, he could fall to be your backup.
We already went over this. Like Pat Mahomes is on the back 9. Right now.
Put him out to pasture. Sorry, old
He's
yellow.
looking worse and worse every week.
Isn't Bo Nix is 24, so he is 4 years younger than Mahomes. He's closer to 25.
Yeah, just get rid of Mahomes.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, supposedly he's met with all 32 teams.
Andy Reid just pulls him into the office. He goes, "Wouldn't it be really awesome if you landed on this team?" He goes, "Yeah, that'd be great." He goes, "Yeah, fuck you. We're not hiring you. Why would we draft you? We got Mahomes, baby."
They just go to all the QBs pro days just to troll them.
Hey, you can be as good as Mahomes? Well, I think in due time I could. Wrong, you're not. He just hits him with he just hand to the face. Fuck you. No. Andy Reid walks out.
He goes to Denver and turns Denver around. Denver is now the greatest franchise ever.
Mm-hmm.
Dynasty ever.
I don't know if that would be if I'd be okay with that. Oh, the only thing that would make that funny is like the Raiders have championships, Broncos have championship now, the Chiefs do. Chargers just being perpetual fucking losers, and everyone picks up that. So, they got Jim Harbaugh now. Now they got the quarterback. Now they always have the solution. They are the greatest offseason team of all time I've ever seen. No team has ever been more hyped every single offseason and going to win their division and perpetually fucking win nothing.
Have you ever heard of Dallas?
Have you ever heard of the Minnesota Vikings? Yeah, we hope every year it's always going to be. This is our year, guys. We had such an amazing.
Don't
draft.
take this the wrong way, but you guys are like the lovable losers.
You ever heard?
I think everyone. No one be mad if the Vikings.
You ever heard of the Nebraska Cornhuskers?
They got titles at least
30 years ago.
Well, better than San Diego's or the Chargers championships from 19 never fucking.
I thought you were going to bring up the Vikings. And I said, Minnesota, we got championships. We already went over this.
We got 4, baby.
No,
right.
You've made a couple Super Bowls at least. I don't even think the Chargers have.
Is it crazy? Am I the only one that's crazy too that the Bills are still favored to win the AFC East?
They are
over Jets, Patriots,
Dolphins.
Unless I see something from the Dolphins, that's not.
Bills
crazy.
are plus 155, Dolphins plus 175, Jets plus 240.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's exactly what I thought it would be. I knew it wasn't going to be astronomically more. Now, if it was like if they were minus odds, yeah, that's really
Don't
fucking
you?
weird. But
Do you see them? I mean, they lost their WR1. I don't know. Maybe they'll get somebody in this draft, but it just seems like that is a team that's falling apart.
they got that Gabriel Davis who's all right, but it's going to depend on who. Again, there's so many moves that they can make, and I hate to say it, but Josh Allen can make big plays. He can also make big fucking mistakes too. But
That's the thing is.
I think he's been.
That's the thing is we have, I think Drake May would probably be Josh Allen would probably be his closest comparison. I love the idea of a Josh Allen like player, but there's a lot of times where you're just like, okay, why did you fumble the snap in the end zone and let the Vikings win this game? Just a lot of crazy things.
Oops. No, I agree.
Okay, well, I don't have a whole lot more. I guess we definitely went longer than what we were projecting.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk next week and see how Trent and I are feeling. If we have our quarterback of the future, or if Trent is going to be a deserter of this team.
Don't need to come back next year. They'll pull me back in.
KOC might be what Sam Darnold needed in his life.
Hey, maybe Sam Darnold just needed a little cock in his life.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, in New York, he was seeing ghosts. In Minnesota, he's seeing championship trophies. He's seeing rings.
Oh,
I hope you're right.
I'm going to say he's seen cock. Kevin O'Connell.
He's seen cock.
I hope he doesn't have to see the field. Okay.
I will. Okay. My prediction is unless it's Jaden Daniels, he's starting day one for the Vikings.
That'd be fair.
Even with Drake May, I don't feel like Drake May is going to be the starter this season.
Really?
I don't. I
think if they're going to take a quarterback in the first round like that, they're going to start him. They're going to start him in the first game.
I don't know.
I don't know. Minnesota does some stupid shit like that where it's like, I don't know if we want to start him and ruin him and then like by week 7 he's starting.
He can be QB2 and be the understudy for Sam Darnold for a year.
They're gonna do it, and you're gonna be so angry. I'm just trying to.
It works when you're understudy of Brett Favre.
Hey! Don't forget, Tom Brady was the understudy of Drew Bledsoe,
and Drew Bledsoe was great back in the day.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes was the understudy of Alex Smith.
There you go. There's something to be said. There's something to be said to not throw your starting quarterback to the fire week 1.
All right, we'll start him week 2.
Philip Rivers, understudy of Drew Brees.
Yeah.
What do you think? What about Brock Purdy? Do you think he would have been good week 1?
Yeah. You doubting him?
MVP his rookie year.
It's been an NFC Championship game twice.
Yeah, he's just a system quarterback. Come on, guys.
100% of his games played. Or seasons.
Once they put him on the field, all the fucker did was win, dog.
Yeah, they should have done it week 1.
And the games he lost, it was unfair because his teammates let him down. So he's undefeated in my
That Super Bowl, they won that.
Yeah. Hey, sure, say it. We have the rings, but you can say Brock Purdy. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine.
Hey, get those participation rings, boys.
We're not homers, okay? You asked the wrong people that question.
And Alan Lazard is the best wide receiver in the league.
Okay.
Dude doesn't get a fair chance, okay? Get him a good quarterback.
He's only been given like 7 years in the league. Come on. He's still learning.
He hasn't been in the right system yet.
No. I mean, he's that bum Aaron Rodgers throwing to him.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is we can shit on Alan Lazard all we want. He is first team All-Pro blocking wide receiver. I will give him that much every single time.
All right. We can end it on there.
You got any other Iowa State players that you want to NFL guys that we can talk up?
I've named Breece Hall and Alan Lazard. I'm done.
David Montgomery should probably be the best running back in the league.
He's not the best running back
Hey,
on
Trent.
his team.
You take that back.
Trent, what about Colecchio Semele?
Kalechi was the best offensive lineman in the league. Dude, that dude was a freak. When he was at Iowa State, like that offensive line is just like, okay, college football. Oh my God, that guy's gonna be in the NFL. Like he was so much bigger than everybody. You could tell.
I went to a house party with that guy once, and I'm going to tell you that's one of those. That's the largest human being I've ever seen. It just built like a brick shit house.
I remember when I started following him on social media, like Twitter, when he was getting ready for the draft, and he was like, I don't know, how tall was this guy? Like 6'4". He was like 330 with a six pack.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Jesus.
Yeah. He had all those amazing attributes, and that motherfucker still could not hold on every single fucking major passing play that season. It was insane.
I'm going to guess that Royce White was the best NCAA player in 2011, 2012.
Hey, he took the stigma off mental health in the NBA. He fell on the sword so everyone else can, now if there's a mental health issue, everyone is okay with it. Back then, it was stigmatized, and he lifted that.
And that makes him the GOAT?
Thank you, Royce. Yeah, the GOAT of NBA mental health.
And he beat up that mall cop.
Oh, oops. Yep, I forgot about that. My bad. Never mind. I'm going to retract what I just said.
All right. We'll see everyone next week.